Coming up in news, the Free National Movement demands details on just who Baha Mar's new owner really is. Plus,
road traffic customers still towing long lines at the sports center. We have the details straight ahead.
The transportation minister addresses ongoing chaos at the road traffic department. That story straight ahead.
The effects of no electricity are no longer just affecting residents. That story is coming up straight ahead.
Welcome to our news. I'm Dana Smith. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight. Following the office of the Prime Minister's announcement that Baha Mar's assets were sold to Perfect Luck Holdings Limited, the Free National Movement is demanding full disclosure on the details surrounding that reported sale. This after Prime Minister Perry Christie admitted Cabinet does not know the identities of the principals of Perfect Luck Limited, which is now reportedly the new owner of Baha Mar. Long Island MP and Shadow Minister of Labor Loretta Butler Turner today called for an end to the secrecy and questioned just who the owners of Perfect Luck Holdings Limited really are.
I think that the whole secrecy that the sale of Baha Mar is shrouded in is intentional to keep the Bahamian people in the dark.
The office of the Prime Minister said in a statement last week the sale of Baha Mar's assets to Perfect Luck were overseen and approved by the Bahamas Supreme Court. And Christie told our news team he would soon provide information on Perfect Luck and the sale. But Butler Turner suggested things aren't what they seem. She said based on her investigations, Baha Mar wasn't sold to any hotelier or casino group, charging that Perfect Luck is only a special purpose vehicle for the Exim Bank and was created so the bank could move debt off its books.
It is a sad day in our democracy and of parliamentary system whereby the opposition, but more importantly the Bahamian people at large, have to use sleuth-type skills to determine what the government is doing or not doing on our behalf. I've actually determined through Mr. Peter Amsel, who released a document yesterday on calvinair.com, which is a gaming industry reporting magazine, that Perfect Luck Holdings Company is exactly that, just a holding company of the China Exim Bank.
In a statement released yesterday, opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis called on Christie to reveal the details of the secret deal he struck with his Chinese allies. He remarked, "This company was registered in Hong Kong in 2014, but we know little more than that. Shouldn't the Bahamian people know who the owners of Perfect Luck are, and therefore the owners of Baha Mar?" Butler Turner said the Christie administration is simply painting an illusion for the Bahamian people, and she invited the government to come out of its secrecy and clarify the details surrounding the sale.
So I call on the Christie administration to either deny or clarify exactly what and who Perfect Luck Holdings really are and who in fact the principals are, if it is not the China Exim Bank, as I am led to understand.
Back in August, Christie announced the government and the Exim Bank had reached an agreement to resume work at Baha Mar. He said the project would be sold to a qualified world-class operator, but details of the arrangement were never revealed by the government as the deal was sealed by the Supreme Court. Well, today marks day 3 of the new road traffic automated system being in full effect, and many road traffic customers are still having a hard time adjusting to the new process as the chaos at the sports center continues. Simone Davis spoke to several residents who say they are frustrated with the new process, calling it unorganized. Here's her report.
Lines, lines, and more lines here at the sports center as road traffic customers continue to wait for hours before being served. Impatient drivers formed a line that nearly wrapped around the entire parking lot today as those customers grew even more frustrated with the new process of getting their vehicles registered. Meantime, irate customers stood inside the gate and were confused as many expressed that they've been towing long lines for hours.
You have to stand in line, you go there where they have a note on the door, go to this place, it's a grandstand. How many Bahamians in this country know where the grandstand is? Huh? Then you have to come here and wait for hours. You're standing online for hours.
The new automated system, which was designed to make the registration and licensing process much easier for customers and combat fraud and malfeasance, officially launched on Friday. The system was announced back in 2015 at a cost of $8.3 million. However, another customer, Cedric Allen, says the chaos at the sports center is a result of Bahamians not being fully prepared for the new change.
That's something like the hurricane. You know, after you done total long line in the food store, then they get total long line at the gas station. This is the next one here. The Bahamian people is not prepared for this. This is surprising to a lot of them, because some ladies reach so far up and find out that, hey, you need a passport. You must have your passport. So they can leave and go and come back.
Craig Clark says a lot of the confusion could have been avoided if more information was provided to the public regarding proper identification needed for the process.
I've been here since 4:09 this morning. Now to get to the line, the short line, fortunately, senior citizens line, I get there and then find this, that's a lot of information, man. You know, I don't mind doing it, but let me know I got to do it the first time around, not the second and third time around.
Despite the issues the department is facing, one customer says she believes the process is moving smoothly and it's only a matter of time before the road traffic department gets everything under control.
And it was quite smooth. I just went to get a learner's permit for my son, and that was about 5 minutes. I was in and out.
The department advises members of the public to bring proper identification when coming for services such as passport, voter's card, or birth certificate, along with a copy of their national insurance card and driver's license. Reporting for our news, I'm Simone Davis.
The chaos at the Road Traffic Department is not sitting well with Transport and Aviation Minister Glenys Hanna-Martin, who explained today the issues at the department have been exacerbated due to a perfect storm of mishaps. But she says they are working on fixing them over the next few days. Our Jasmine Brown explains in this report.
The transportation minister addressed reporters outside cabinet this morning, insisting the situation at the Road Traffic Department is simply unacceptable.
Yesterday made the second day, and there were tremendous glitches, and which are a matter of grave concern, because the length of time it's taking people to license their vehicles is completely unacceptable.
Hanna-Martin says she is disturbed over the myriad of issues that have caused long lines and hours-long waits for those looking to license their vehicles.
So unfortunately, we're learning the hard way. I would have preferred not to learn the hard way. We ought to have conceptualized all these different paradigms, but I think a lot of things came together and you know, we sort of learned as we went along.
But she says the implementation of the new system is not the only issue.
The other problem we faced is that the Michael Road Center, they're relocating. So unfortunately, in the process of introducing in that paradigm, introducing the system, you have everybody applying extreme pressure to what was formerly the Clarence Bain building, the stadium. That's a major issue. I'm about to speak to the contractor because in the relocation, I need to see how quickly. They're telling me first week in November. I need to see how we can abbreviate that so that we can open that office quickly.
The transportation minister says she has been in constant contact with the road traffic controller and technical advisors. She added that they have come up with what they believe are solutions to help the process go more smoothly.
One is I've asked Ministry of Finance to assist us with another 10 data entry persons. That would alleviate the pressure that's happening. Secondly, we're looking at and we're trying to get permission for extended hours. And that will allow for more hours, people to come earlier and spend less time there. And thirdly, the pre-registration, online registration. They're trying to get the word out, and we're in a computer-savvy reality, especially young people. Go online, pre-register.
As for when there will be some improvement at the department, Hanna-Martin says she hopes things will get better in the next few days. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
In other news tonight, some local farmers say a lack of power at the feed mill following Hurricane Matthew has led to the deaths of hundreds of animals. Our Giorgio Sturp visited some of the sites littered with the carcasses of livestock and even some animals dying as we were there. Here's her report.
Now, some farmers here in New Providence have lost just about everything following Hurricane Matthew, having lost almost half of their livestock almost on a daily basis. And that's not as a direct result of Hurricane Matthew, but as a result of a powerless feed mill almost 3 weeks following the storm. At Simply Bahamian Products Livestock Farm, the bodies of pigs laid stacked next to a fire waiting to be burnt. Their lives lost due to insufficient feed as the local feed mill remains without electricity, leaving farmers and animals helpless without food. One young boar was laying on his side fighting for his life. However, the effects of starvation were already taking its toll on its body. But he's not the only one. Adult animals were laying about with bones exposed, no longer able to fight for the little food Simply Bahamian owner Sean Bowe can dish out.
Our main concern at this moment is the livestock, the pigs, feed for the pigs. It's been almost 3 weeks now since we've been able to get our rationing of feed from the feed mill. And it's starting to take a major toll. We actually only lost one animal in the storm, but since the shortage and I guess the shock of the storm, we've lost over 30 animals to date.
Bowe now hand mixes chicken feed and whatever else he can get his hands on to provide nourishment to his animals, but he admits that it won't be enough and says he has tried to call everyone possible for help.
I've tried calling BPL, BEC, BAIC, Ministry of Agriculture. I've been to the feed mill on numerous occasions, and nobody seems to know when we could get the feed mill back up and running.
Also frustrated by the losses on his farm, James Fernando, the owner of Clinton Farms, said he has lost over $90,000 in livestock following the storm, and he is saddened that the major feed mill is without electricity or a generator.
This mill that we have here has been there from the UBP time, and it's not been upgraded at all. We have asked for it to be upgraded. There's no generator there. There's one at the abattoir, and occasionally, at least at this time, all of those are out of commission.
Reporting for our news, I'm Georgia Sturrup.
Well, when our news comes back, National Hurricane Relief Coordinator Shane Gibson says he's not interested in the onslaught of criticism from the opposition. The Grand Bahama Shipyard is back up and running after Hurricane Matthew. And a little later, we've got more from the Culinary Olympics in Germany. Stay tuned.